Hi Dave, you alright? Yeah, not too bad in yourself. Yeah, is it alright if I give you a call back? I was just about to watch my favourite show. You know what it is, Johnny's Converting Measurement Show. Yeah, that's all. Thank you. Alright. Bye. Bye. Oh. Oh, here we go. Yes. Yes, Johnny!
Measurement Show!
Yeah. Come on, Johnny. It's my favourite time of the week. Hey, there he is.
Welcome to another episode of Johnny's Converting Measurement Show! On this show, I teach you how to convert to
Yes,
different
you do,
units of
Johnny.
measurement. So, what are we waiting for? The first one we're going to do today is between centimetres and metres. So, how do we convert between centimetres and metres?
Classic, of course he does.
The next one we're going to do now is between metres and kilometres. So, to convert to metres and kilometres, you need to get your kilometres and...
Oh, he hasn't done it again, has he? Oh.
Hey! And then the last one we're going to do is between grams and kilograms. So, to convert between grams and kilograms, I think
Surely not
that
again.
you get your kilograms with
No.
your grams.
Oh, I love you, Johnny.
I assure you all learned so much today. My name is Johnny. You have been watching the Converting Measurement Show. Good night.
Oh, what an amazing show. Right, guys. Well, I guess all that knowledge about converting measurements, I'll be able to teach you a new unit on converting measurements. Enjoy.
Right, so what are you going to need for the lesson? You're going to need something to write with and paper. Blank paper is probably best today, and I'll let you know why soon. Okay, so as I always say at this point in the lesson, if you do not have these things, please pause the video, go and get them as they are very important for today's lesson, and then press play when you are ready to continue. So our LI today is I have a good conceptual understanding of measurement. So your first task is to write the LI and the date at the top of the page. So please pause the video, complete that task, and then press play when you are ready to continue. Excellent, welcome back. So this is our success criteria. Remember, success criteria are steps to achieving our objective. So what steps do we need to take to achieve our objective, which is this, okay? So you need to be able to define measurement. You need to be able to provide examples of things which we measure. You need to be able to use units of measurement to measure quantities, okay? And you need to know why we need to use units of measurement, okay? So there are steps to achieving our objective. So we are now going to move on to our starter. So how many different types of angles can you remember? Okay, so here we have loads of different angles. Okay, can you remember what their names are? Do you know what their names are? Okay, we would have done this last year. Okay, and if you get these, I will be very, very impressed. It's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy, but that is fine. This is all about memory and remembering it. Okay, so please pause the video, complete that task underneath the LI and the date, and then press play when you are ready to continue. Excellent. So here are our angles. So this is a right angle. This is a straight angle. This is an acute angle. This is a reflex angle. And lastly, this is an obtuse angle. Okay. Don't worry if you didn't do very well on that. It is absolutely fine. Later on in the summer term, we are going to be looking at properties of shape, which includes things like angles. So that is absolutely fine. Right. Let's move on to today's lesson. So what is measurement? Okay, I want you to discuss this with a family member or talk to yourself. Have a think to yourself if you don't have a family member with you. So please pause the video, complete that, and then press play when you are ready to continue. So what is measurement? Measurement is finding the amount or size of something. Okay, so for example, working out the size of your house, finding how much flour you need for a cake, finding out how long your car journey will be. So these are all examples of finding the amount or size of something. Okay, now what I'd like you to do, okay, is to think of some other things that we can measure. So some other things that we can find the size or amount of. And what I'd like you to do is write them down on your paper underneath the starter. And if you can as well, it'd be great if you could write them in the comments below this video. That would be fantastic. So please pause the video, complete that task, and then press play when you're ready to continue. Excellent. So I hope you found some really interesting things that you could measure. But now I want to know, how do we find out, okay, how to measure these? How do we know, okay, what the length of a house is? How do we know what the mass of a car is? How do we know what the temperature outside is? And how do we know what the time is? What can we do to find these things out? So I would like you to, again, to discuss this with a family member or have a think to yourself. So pause the video, complete that, and then press play when you're ready to proceed. So how do we find out the length of a house, mass of a car, the temperature outside, the time? Okay, we use units of measurement. Okay, now units of measurement are universally accepted ways of measuring different quantities. Okay, so they are ways which everyone has accepted, okay, that we can use to measure things. Okay, now it's important to note at this point, okay, that there are many accepted ways, okay, to measure things. So the examples I'm going to go through are just some of the accepted ways. Okay, they're not all of them, they're just some. Okay, they're just examples. So one unit of measurement is centimeters, and we can use centimeters to measure length. Another unit of measurement is grams, which we can use to measure mass. Okay, another unit of measurement is seconds, that we can use to measure time. And another unit of measurement we can use are degrees, okay, which can help us measure temperature. Now remember, all these units of measurement are accepted by everyone as ways that we can use to measure things, okay, measure different quantities. So why do we use units of measurement? What is the point? Okay, what is the point? What I'd like you to do now is pause the video, have a think about why we would use these units of measurement, okay, and then I would like you to press play and we will go through this. So welcome back. Okay, why do we use units of measurement? Okay, we use units of measurement, okay, because they are a reliable way of knowing the size or amount of something. Okay, so if we take the example of a television, if I was to tell you this television is 1 centimeter long, it's 1 centimeter long, okay, you would know exactly, okay, how long that is, because you know how long a centimeter is. And wherever you go in the world, okay, 1 centimeter will always be this length from here to here, wherever you go. Okay, so if I call up somebody in Japan and I ask them how long a television is, and they tell me this television is 1 centimeter long, I will know exactly how long that is because I know how long a centimeter is. It's this. Okay, if I was to call somebody in Afghanistan and ask them how long their television is, and they were to tell me it is 1 centimeter long, okay, I would know exactly how long that is, okay, because I know how long a centimeter is. If I was to call somebody in Iraq and ask them how long their phone is, and they were to tell me it was 1 centimeter long, okay, I would know exactly, okay, how long that is because I know how long a centimeter is. It's this long, okay. But if I was to call somebody in Albania, okay, and ask them how long their television is, and they told me, okay, that it was 1 orange long, okay, I would not know how long that television is. Okay, and the reason I wouldn't know how long that television is because, okay, all oranges are different sizes, so I don't know actually how long an orange is. Whereas I know how long a centimeter is, so if someone tells me something's 1 centimeter, I can easily know what it is. Okay, so the whole point of using units of measurement is that we all know what they are. Okay, so then when someone tells you that this is 10 centimeters long or 20 centimeters long or 20 grams or this it says 50 degrees outside, you know exactly what that is because you know what the units of measurement are. Okay, that is why we use units of measurement. So we are now going to move on to your task. Now, Blue Zone and Superstar, you have exactly the same task. You are going to create a poster all about measurement. Okay, now it must include these things. You can include other things if you want, but it must include these things. Okay, it must include, okay, a definition of measurement. It must give examples of things we can measure, and it must include what we must use to measure different things. Okay, so what must we use to measure different things? And obviously that is units of measurement. Okay, these things. Excellent. And the best posters will feature on a maths video within the next week. Okay, so what I'd say is get creative with this, guys. Make them really, really good. Make them very informative, okay? Make them very detailed so we all know what measurement is, okay? And the best ones will feature on a video sometime in the next week, okay? So have a fantastic day. Enjoy that, okay? And please send me your work. I really, really want to see it. All right. Bye, guys.